Oracle. What should they call her? What should they call her? Oracle. What's good, gang? How are we today? How is everybody? What's good, divine leadership? Are we there yet? Yo, I don't know. This is we're gonna remember this for sure. And all the mayhem. What's good, Enterprise, right? I feel like mayhem is the right word. Are we holding up, guys? How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we feeling? I feel like we need to have a conversation about some of the things that have happened, in the last, let's say, 48 hours. I feel like the winds of change have been activated, and how that's going to manifest itself. Yeah. How that's going to manifest itself is going to be another matter. So I feel like I'm over a milestone personally. Okay. So let's talk about some of the things that have occurred. Thank you. You're at peace. Good. I'm glad to hear it. What's good, Rose? Let's just recap some things that have happened in the last 48 hours before we even get started. Before we look at anything or discuss anything, I feel like first we have to divine leaders. I don't know if I can do it while we're in here, but do you mind being a moderator? Because I feel like yeah, I heard about the solar storm too. Well, we could do that, but I'm trying to see if I can. Let me see if I can. How I can do it. Add as a moderator. All right, I'm putting you down as a moderator because I feel like today might be that day. Okay, so see if you have it on the like, see if you comment and it came up. All right. Did it work? Yes. Okay. Because we have a lot of new members and a lot of new, followers, right? But let's talk about it. All right. So the Maryland senator went down to check on Abrego and was not permitted in. We already knew he wasn't going to be permitted in, but the pressure is definitely on, and especially with the two judges of the lower court, both ruling that they're going to continue the pressure. The first one, who was Boasberg, who said that they didn't, he wanted those planes turned around and they didn't turn them around. So he's talking about contempt of court type stuff. Okay. And he's moving a full steam ahead. And then I don't know the other judge's name. What's good? Project Execute. she had ordered that he needed to be returned. And then on top of that, we had, the group of 9, we're going to call them, that said that they should facilitate his return. You saw the resistance that we've seen. I've already stated, I believe that he is among us. However, he could be injured or something. But I feel like the bigger thing is that they don't want him talking, because that sets the precedence for returns in general. Okay. Let's start with that. We also have another, I don't know if she's in the House. I think she might be in the House and not in the Senate. But Lisa Murkowski. She spoke out either earlier today or yesterday. Sorry, I have a string that keeps touching me. Basically saying that she's afraid. She's afraid right now to do her job. And that's because of the last incident that happened, upon exit. Remember that in 2020, was it? Right? So that's what we're dealing with. I did a little short earlier on, the bots are back. And the bots are back because, there was a lot of conversation around. Hello, my love. Hello, Aunt Shug. Right? There was a lot of conversation about, refraining from action. And I'm not saying that has changed, but because the things have the acts have become so much more of importance, right, and detrimental, that I think the people are getting antsy, but in addition, finding more creative ways to resist, right, like financial methods of resistance. And I think that now that that tide is becoming stronger, louder, that's why the bots are back, because they want to run interference with those in the public that have started to change their mind about what is in the best benefit for us here as a collective. There's a lot of people who are changing their mindset, because whether we might agree with it or not, whether it was because they had to be affected personally, right? Yes. Does it denote a lack of compassion for your fellow man? Yes. But right now we need to as many of us to get on one accord. Right? I want to mention something, because I feel like people are going to be experiencing this. And it's going to come in 2 different ways. So I'm gonna mention this before we even get started. You're going to see signs of cognitive dissonance in real time. Okay? What do I mean by that? You're going to see, let's start with people of color who are afraid of like rocking the boat, who might want people to be quiet, right? It's not that they don't necessarily want change, but the fear, right? And that is has been part of the legacy that has been experienced, right? You're going to have, white Europeans who might feel like their mindset has been changed. Here in America, their mindset has been changed because, like, it's so jarring to see what they're seeing, right? And they may feel like, hey, you know what? We may not always agree, but this is not what we are as a people. But you're also gonna have some people who consider themselves to be liberal leaning, who are going to have internal conflicts right now. And that's like them facing like maybe programming that has been, from their parents, from society as a whole. And it doesn't mean that they're bad. Okay, what's good, Pata? It doesn't mean that they're bad, right? But just the idea of not being centered in the conversation, or that the centering is different and uncomfortable, we're going to see that, right? All right, so we got to try to have a little peace and grace, because there's a lot of different angles that the meltdowns are coming. Okay, so I wanted to start with that because where we are now is like so forced upon us to see like the mindsets and the divisions. It's so clear, right? Where before there was like a misty veil, right? How many of y'all saw the RFK conversation or his speech, and where he was talking about children with autism? That's a dangerous slope. Okay, we cannot permit that in any way, shape, or form. I want to talk to the spiritual community for a second. Everybody talk about the indigo children. What do you think them babies is? What do you think them babies is? The concept. What's good, unicorn? The concept that they would even think that could even be in any way tolerated. And his first off, there's such a spectrum. And let's not skip over the fact, what's good, Antoinette? Let's not skip over the fact that 4-letter agency Doge had went in, it's for educational purposes only, and looked into Social Security and ran everybody's numbers. So they already know who's on disability and who ain't, and who's on the spectrum and who ain't, and So what you mean? That they're never going to have jobs, that they're never going to have relationships, so what does that mean? Who gets to define if your child or anyone's child has the right to be here. And then I don't want to listen. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, how quickly caring about someone's existence goes out the window, not for nothing. It kind of tells you a lot. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I feel like the list of undesirables is growing. So that would be the LGBTQ, gang members, homegrowns, illegals, people on the spectrum. What the fuck? What? And then you have somebody in office talking about they too scared. What? The bots are back because, as I said to you guys in a little video, Spirit already said that you can't make everybody stay inside. They couldn't do it last time. They won't be able to do it this time, if you follow what I'm saying. And that is, supposedly supposed to happen on Sunday, right? And so the bots come back just in time. Right? And so Saturday, there's supposed to be a whole bunch of marches, which must be peaceful, must be peaceful, must be peaceful. It's quite possible, for entertainment purposes only, that there could be, because, I had spoken about how Mars was going to come back into Leo, which should have started today, I believe. If not today, tomorrow. And listen, those of you that have been with me for a while, I've told you it was going to ramp up. You see, it's tense as hell. Just like at the beginning of the year when I said to you guys that there was a situation, and remember, in a particular town, a vehicle went into people. Okay. So I just wanted to, let me see something. Okay. I just wanted to start with that. Before we get into the actual tarot, I want to see what, I'm going to use the Secret of the Ancestors deck. We're going to see what card comes out, because I feel like, a lot of people have been feeling like their decisions or their wisdom is really coming from something internal. And being guided on how to move in particular spaces and places at this time. I feel like this is an important weekend. This is also, like Tuesday, like Earth Day. 2 came out. Wow. Very I'm gonna take out the book because I mean I don't really think I need the book for this, but look at the 2 cards that came out. Okay, the Conjure Woman and the High Priestess. Spiritual wards of protection up. Wonder Twin powers activate. Okay, no, legitly. It's very important that you keep your mindset in the knowing that the ancestors will cover you, and as well, right? That's like the manifestation part, and staying linked up, and as well being able to listen. Intuition and knowingness, the High Priestess. Hathor energy, cosmic, the solar flares, the activation, it's like palatable, it's like very sun square Pluto, just about in days. Okay, so it's like this building tension. Okay, also getting Saturn in Aries, causing us to like really feel the weight of the restriction. Okay, we're about to go into Taurus season. This weight of the restriction is purposefully to make us decide. Remember, Uranus is in Taurus, right? Make us decide, what is it that we value? Is this system what we value, or what do we want to preserve, right? What do we want to protect? I want to check a particular date, but Taurus season is going to be a lot. Okay. I want to see, because soon Uranus is going into Gemini. Okay, so July 7th. Okay, so understand, and then it'll come back in November for a that's very interesting. It'll come back in November for a little bit of a retrograde, but then that's it. It moves on, and won't be back really in our lifetime. Okay, so know that Uranus is the energy of bringing change through chaos, but it's always for your benefit. And so what we do with that energy and that square that's going to be activated actually in days with Pluto and Mars, actually, is going to cause us to have to, you better fight for your right, right? You know, I feel a Gen X activation. A Gen X activation. And the Uranus in Gemini will be from 2025 to 2033. So when I tell you that these last months, they're meant to be life altering. They're meant to be transformative. Okay? All right, let's get some tarot using the Hoodoo deck. Let me light a candle because I feel like They could be they. Okay. Before I throw any cards, I want you to consider something. We've had a large increase of children born on the spectrum for quite some time now. There could be some direct correlations to some things that were put in our food or in our communities, if you follow what I'm saying. And then if you think Buffalo Bill's going round me outside, round me outside, round me outside, if you think that you coming to get them babies from who? From who? Because Generation X is, hey Mel, Generation X is the generation that had to take care of most of those kids. And I promise you, you ain't seen feral. You ain't seen feral. What's good, Rach? Spirit. Play with Generation X if you want to. The Chariot crossed. Emperor at the bottom of the deck. There's something that is being either halted, stalled, slowed down. There's a feminine here. Could be a particular story, but I feel like the feminine could be just like the heart of America, right? Like the sympathetic pulling on the heartstrings. Spirit, what else do we need to know out here? Hey, super vibes, show me. Show me, please. Five of Knives, Nine of Baskets. We're going to clarify these. We're going to look at all of these. But there's some type of delay and a manipulation or conflict, and the Nine of Cups, and the pain is the point or some shit. Spirit, can you show me the Daughter of Baskets and the Seven of Baskets and the Eight of Baskets and the Three of Knives and the Ten of Coins at the bottom of the deck, with the Daughter of Coins, which in this deck is the Moon, and the Magician, Black Herman. All right, we're gonna take a look. We're gonna start here. So I'm gonna clarify with the Monopoly deck. I feel like we are being moved around like, games on the chessboard, or they're playing a game. Can you show me, please? railroad crossed. Why is that here? So they gave him permission to keep going, but now he's hitting some type of wall. Okay. You got the wheel of the chariot card, right? With the 10 of cups, right? The 3 of wands, right? And the 4 of pentacles. So it's like having to put a stop or having to slow down, right? Because like the pushback or it's making certain people unhappy. Okay. 8 of cups, okay, and the 8 of pentacles, right? The death card, okay, 2 of pentacles and the 2 of, right, and the Knight of Cups and the 6 of swords and 6 of wands, right? So there's a disagreement that's happening. I feel like somebody's concerned that they could get double crossed, okay, that they could get double crossed because you said that you took care of that. They're not available. Five of Knives. That's just 5 of Knives here. 5 of Knives with the 5 of Wands and the Emperor. Okay, so this was the original plan. This is how they wanted to do it. But something got to stop because the tides are changing. The 5 of Swords with the 5 of Wands. Difficulty, manipulation, and the tides turning towards a particular individual. Do you see that? See it? I also feel that that other leader is getting a lot of phone calls from different places on the low, and people offering things to see if they can change a situation, if you follow what I'm saying. And the 9 of Cups is here. Why is the 9 of Cups here? The 9 of Cups is coming out with the Death card and the Strength card and the Judgment card. So I feel like they would rather that this person come up stinking, if you understand, or you know what I mean? They want him to stand on business and shut any possibility of this down, if you're following. I believe she doesn't stop fighting his wife, okay? It could be sometime 5 months. 5 months. It feels like 5 months. Spirit. Daughter of Basket Supply. With the Sun. They're trying to keep something in the front. Okay, so this is like trying to make sure that that conversations don't go mum, okay, or that that the people don't forget, okay? 7 of baskets. Why? With the 8 of swords. But they need something to go, because like the tariffs isn't doing well, and the economy is taking a hit, and the housing market is getting hit, and right, I'm sure I don't know even what the unemployment numbers are going to be for, right? So it's like everything is going in a direction that isn't going to help those numbers, right? And they had some delusion about how they thought something was going to go, and now, right? And if you listen to what he was saying when he was getting questioned in the office, and he was like, how about you guys just say that everything is going that great, yada yada yada, right? Because the pushback, right? And he can't turn around because of a collaboration that he has, and that collaboration is to get information from within. And the person that is assisting, not him. I need y'all to listen for a second. He has been given a handler, somebody to handle him and make sure that he stays in the lane that they would prefer. And they put somebody who comes from a similar mindset and who makes vehicles. And so that person's payment, because they can't be paid directly by the person who's assigned them as a handler, right? They can't just write them a check, right? And why would they, right? So they said, you know what your compensation will be? You go in and you handle this individual, and you can extract as many contracts, or get what you could get. If you could rate everything, rate it, right? So it's out in the open that this person is moving in a certain way, and that's why that person doesn't fully get removed from a situation, because he's the handler. And if you look at all the things that have been occurring, who benefits the most? What other place benefits the most and has not been affected by the tariffs? And who has been given basically a green light to move around the way they want? Right? So now, right, when you play with these type of people, once you're in, you can never get out. Talking about, who's in a game, right? Now, this person cannot turn around the situation, right? So they're all gas, no brakes, right? They've already recognized by the temperature, right, that there's only but the crash out that's left, right? And who, it's like being in chicken, right? Who's going to crash out first? I'm just telling you. And this person, they too is from New York. So they know the rules of the game. Don't listen, even if the person's cuckoo for cuckoo, right? They still know what it is when you get into that point. I'm trying to tell you something. Okay? And he could feel, we the people, okay? Ace of Cups, the love that was once there. Where is the love, right? Six of Cups, I want that old thing back, right? You got the Seven of Swords and the Two of Cups losing the alignment, but you still got the assignment. I don't care if your numbers are tanking. You made a deal. I saved your ass. You owe me this. This is what you will do. You wanted to be in certain rooms. I made that shit possible for you. Now you're going to do something for me. That's the truth. So what? What was the movie? Blood In, Blood Out? All right, you got the Three of Swords here. Right. And you wanted to do something strange for a little bit of change. Well, you know, it is what it is now. Right? So here's the Three of Swords. This is what we're clarifying. What comes out? The Page of Wands. All the bad decisions is about to buck up, right? And the Devil's here with the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And another 3, 3, 3, 3. It's as if, so remember that Murkowski was saying she's afraid, and she was basically saying that there's a lot of members that are saying that they're afraid. We had Shapiro, right, from PA, the governor there, right? They try to they took a match, right? We had Pelosi's situation happen a while back. They even try to pull up on Obama, right? So all of these things have occurred. So there's a thing of fear, right? But now it's like also turning that around, and that is happening by the town meetings, by the reactions of the constituents, okay, by people not wanting to play the game. Let's look at this 10 of coins. This is the American family. I feel like as of yet, the tariffs have not, what's good, Queen Shar, haven't hit our pockets, okay, directly. But they about to. Spirit, can you show me? Why is that 10 of coins here? 4 of Pentacles. All right. People are not spending money as well. Okay. Magician. All right. The Knight of Cups. 2 of Pentacles. Hangman. 10 of Wands. So like everything that you have extra, like, you know, you paid your bills, right? And you got a little 200, get that cash, because this might be that weekend, right? I feel like there's a desire to cause some type of confusion this weekend. But something gets blocked. Magician, the 2 of Wands. So There are conversations happening as to when is the right time. Because it's all gas, no brakes. And they know this already because they have all of the transcripts. They've been listening to the things that we're not listening to. They know. Right? So it was like, get the wish list. They just didn't know that the wish list that they wanted for tax exemptions and things like that came with a side of genocide, right? They didn't know that that was like, now there is a segment that they absolutely knew, and that was the draw for them. Don't get me wrong. Right? But, you know, let's just say that the big corps, they're in it for, if it ain't about the money, right? So they're not with this shit because, you know, they're like, hey, you gonna fuck the bag up, right? Which they have, right? So you losing that constituency, right? Then you got like, and it all comes back to the money because you got some blue bloods who are saying, well, who gonna make the products? Who gonna do the things? Who gonna, right? We don't do that. And so what if we want to buy them cheaper over here and get them made there? Listen, we was making money hand over fist. What's the problem with that? We wanted to limit some things, yes, but we didn't want, we don't want to lose our workers. Okay, you're causing people to not want to spend their money with us. You're firing everybody. They won't have any money, right? And then, like I said, the comments about the autistic kids, let alone the just civil rights of everyone. But you're doing the most, bro. Have several seats, okay? We're not playing with you. Thought I left one behind. Spirit, show me how much longer we got with this shit. Your presser. Call to change. Deadbeat. Adventurer. Artist cross. Father at the bottom of the deck. With seeker. Okay, caregiver. And the judge. We'll leave those there to clarify. Okay. So let's get a deck. No, let's use this one. Thank you. Sorry, got to take them out of the box. Spirit, can you show me, please? Yeah. Why is this oppressor here, even though we already know? Okay. So you have the oppressor here with the Seven of Swords, deception, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like this is the payment that's being made, and loose lips sink ships. So don't talk about what we said and don't bring them back. Okay, no matter what. Okay, the agreement is that we give you money and you take them away. Okay, so next we've got the call of change here. This is the public. Okay, this is people standing on business or getting ready to, right? It's getting so unbearable that people are willing to stand alone. Spirit, why? With the Queen of Pentacles. Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. The Tower. So there is, it could be something financial. The Queen of Pentacles there. But there's pressure growing, okay, definitely, as you can see. Okay, causing anxiety, right? Something building slowly. Three of Swords, right? The Queen of Pentacles is also the quintessential spouse. So, you know, you got deadbeat here. Why is deadbeat here? Comes out with the Two of Swords. Right? This is their stance. Well, you know, we don't have no control of it. It's not our problem. We can't do anything. We have no information to share with you. Just leave them there. Seven of Pentacles is the Judge. That's not enough. Three of Pentacles. The crowds are growing, and I feel like these are internal crowds or conversations that is happening amongst people in regards to how they can maybe control a situation in the Hermit. And there's something about silence, and they're not doing it online. These are like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but if any of yous ever saw like Homeland, that show that used to be on Showtime or whatever, these are not, they're not having meetings online or in open spaces. These are like clandestine, back of a restaurant type situations, okay? Eight of Cups, okay? Because everything has to be like hidden, okay? And there is like some people moving around, but this feels like yeah, there's like migration because people have concerns, but this also feels like strategic travel. Because certain conversations, yeah, certain conversations have to be in person. Okay. Adventure. Spirit, why is the adventurer here? With Judgment. One more shot. Because I love it. And you know that it's real when you feel that it's real. And all I've got. Hangman, Ace of Cups. Right, so this is like having to deal with something because Hangman, a new perspective has been gotten, or there's a situation where it's stuck and it's up and it's stuck, and the Ace of Cups is here with the Four of Cups, right? And it's for the love, right? And we don't want it. We don't need no education. Generation X, right? Queen of Swords, right? Justice. Leave them kids alone, right? Three of Wands, the future. Seven of Cups, we don't know, but it's up and it's stuck, right? Two of Pentacles, right? Will we, won't we? This Six of Wands is there, all right? Artist cross, spirit wide. These are the spectrum indigo babies. Ten of Wands, they protect it. Like it says in the Bible, widows and orphans. Fuck around and find out. Look at the Ten of Wands came out in reverse. Spirit said, go ahead and try. Okay? Two of Pentacles, all right? Look at the young people. Listen. What's good, Miss Lotus Wisdom? I may not know the exact numbers, but I think they said it's like 1 in 30 kids or something like that who's on the spectrum, right? In most houses, okay, there's usually more than one kid. Okay? So let's say you have 3 or 4 kids and you have one that may be on the spectrum. Not only I believe they have superpowers, like you're saying, divine leadership, right? And they have like a running joke, about the YNs. Okay? Our young men. You know how many of them got a sibling? I keep telling you, one of the twin powers activate. That would be a terrible thing. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have the Father, the Seeker, the Caregiver, and the Judge. We're about to see. Spirit, what's with the Father? And the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And the Ace of Wands. I was talking about yesterday. I actually made a little short about it this morning. I need to put it up on YouTube, where I was saying that all the bots are back and they want you to not be inspired right now. Okay? They want you to not buck when they fitting to do the things that they're going to do. There are a lot of even Caucasians who have children with special needs. These people are about to run into a brick wall. I'm telling you. Seeker. And the idea that in any religion or spirituality that they would say that this is an appropriate method of religion, or they know the approximate time of the coming of change. Yeah, I want to stop it, right? So with this Seeker and the Seven of Wands, this is activating our own enlightenment. Like, it's going to make it faster. Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck with the Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles. Some of those subgroups, like politicians, company owners, like the big company owners, like Apple, right? You know, let's just say leaders in many perspective fields are having conversations about how this is not feasible. But like I said in the beginning, someone has to fulfill a debt because they got something to stay out of trouble. And they're being told that they cannot turn around. Here we go. There's already conversations, allegedly, about somebody's capabilities. Can you show me? How does that go? They're reluctant because they know that there will be a large segment of people that will be upset because the person is beloved by a certain segment, and that, you know, the fear is palatable. Okay, but there's groups coming together like, hey, we need this. We need these collaborations. 3 of Pentacles with the 7 of Pentacles, but it's not enough. I'm scared, right? But that does make the 10. 8 of Cups, okay? They're thinking about all right, I need to say something. And this is so if you had to do something and you had to take a particular vote, just like was taken on that fateful day, and you had to take a vote, right? But you have the memory of how that shit went, right? So you decide that it would be best if and when that happens, that it's done in a protected location. Because the things that would follow could be a little, what's good, April? A little concerning for a little bit of period. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Is that making sense? The Judge. Will the court hold up? They are scared, but they're going to stand in line with the sword. Page of Sword. 6 of Swords. 8 of Swords. They feel very restricted because some of the decisions that the group of 9 made already. So even the group of 9 is scared because they're like, well, if we would have thought about it, we wouldn't have said that. Page of Pentacles with the 9 of Cups. They're being told to go back, go back, go back, go back. The 9 of Cups, go back. You're our only hope. 9 of Cups, you got to change something. Death card with the Queen of Wands, okay? Amy Coney Barrett, right? And the Knight of Pentacles and the Tower and the 10 of Swords. But it's scary. It's dangerous. Dangerous. 6 of Cups, the World, and the 10. But we got to do it. We got to do it. Yes, there'll be conflict. 7 of Cups. Who's standing? I'm still standing, better than I ever been. Looking like a true survivor. Feeling like a little kid. They can't miss. Okay? What's good, Tawanda? They can't miss. So it feels like they haven't made moves yet because they're trying to make sure that up and down, up and down, up and down agencies would have people who make good decisions. And they don't feel they have that in alignment yet. So the judiciary is going to try to hold the line and push. And in the back, there's a push for order, or a push to get people on board to wrangle in the situation. I feel like I said before to you guys, from now to the end of Taurus season is the change through chaos in some way. Okay. And we got a bit to go. I feel like by November, when it goes in, Uranus goes in retrograde, allegedly, that might be the point where we see number 2 come into play. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. But it feels very much to me like they're aware that the train, if my train goes off the tracks, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, right? Like there's no brakes. Crash out incoming. And they're mitigating now, later, before, after, shit show. This is America. Don't catch me tripping on what does he say in that song? All right. So I just wanted to check in with you guys, please, this weekend. Stay as much as possible out the way. And if you are going in attendance to anything, please, peaceful is the way to go. Right? Absolutely go to the bank tomorrow. You got tomorrow and Saturday. Food. Before Saturday is over, have your stuff. Okay? That's what I got for you guys. Thank you for spending a little time with me. I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Bye, guys. Bye, my loves. Didn't go. There we go. Why is it not ending? Is it that spirit don't want me to get off? How odd is that? Very odd. Was there something else, Spirit, that you wanted me to say? Because you won't let me end it? I'm confused. What the hell's going on here?